Most people think the day takes their energy from them, but that's not exactly true. The day only reveals what was already unprotected. When you wake up, nothing has happened yet. No emails, no conversations, no demands. And yet many people already feel behind. That feeling doesn't come from the day, it comes from how much mental space you're carrying into it. Energy is not just physical, and focus is not just discipline. Both are shaped long before pressure shows up. Most exhaustion isn't caused by doing too much. It's caused by doing too much while thinking about everything else. The mind leaks energy when it is cluttered, burning fuel trying to hold unfinished thoughts, unresolved decisions, and imagined futures all at once. That quiet tension you feel in the morning isn't stress yet, it's unorganized attention. Before the day takes over, your mind is still negotiable. Once it's fragmented, it isn't. Most people don't lose focus suddenly. They spend it early on things that don't deserve it. The first moments of the day teach your brain what matters, and whatever you give attention to first becomes the reference point for everything that follows. If the first input is noise, urgency, or comparison, your nervous system prepares for defense instead of clarity. Energy drops not because the day is hard, but because the mind never entered it clean. Focus is not something you force later, it's something you preserve early. There is a difference between being awake and being ready, and most people confuse the two. Readiness comes from alignment, not stimulation. Stimulation feels productive, but it scatters attention. Calm focus feels slow at first, but it compounds quietly. When the mind is settled, decisions take less effort, and when decisions take less effort, energy lasts longer. You don't need more motivation, you need fewer open loops. An open loop is anything unresolved that your mind keeps checking in on. A task, a worry, a conversation, a plan with no shape yet, and each one pulls on your attention like a background app draining battery. The problem is not that you're thinking about them. The problem is that you haven't contained them. Focus comes from containment. When you give something a place, your mind stops trying to guard it. This is why clarity feels relieving. It reduces the number of things competing for awareness. Before the day begins, there is a window where containment is easy. Later, everything costs more energy. Think about how often exhaustion shows up midday, not because of work, but because your attention has been divided too many times. Every switch carries a cost, not mentally noticeable, but energetically real. The goal is not to eliminate responsibility, it's to reduce fragmentation. A focused mind does not do fewer things, it does fewer things at the same time. Energy improves when attention stops splintering. This is why rushing in the morning backfires. It trains the brain to operate in reaction mode. Reaction burns energy, intention preserves it. Before the day takes over, intention must be set quietly, not through rigid plans, but through internal alignment. Ask yourself, what deserves your best attention today? Not what is loudest, and not what feels urgent by default. Urgency is often artificial. Importance is usually quiet. When everything feels important, nothing receives depth, and depth is where focus lives. A shallow mind tires quickly, a deep mind lasts. The fastest way to drain energy is to treat every input as equal. Your brain was never designed for that. Boundaries are not restrictions. They are energy filters, and what you allow into your awareness shapes how much strength remains. This applies not just to tasks, but to thoughts. You don't have to finish every thought you start. You only need to notice which ones deserve continuation. Letting go is not avoidance. It is selection, and selection is a form of wisdom. Most people believe focus means effort, but in reality, it means elimination. When there is less to track, clarity emerges naturally. Think of attention like a room. If it's full of furniture, movement is exhausting. If it's spacious, movement feels effortless. You don't create space by adding more structure. You create it by removing what doesn't belong. Before the day begins, your mental room is emptiest, which is why how you fill it matters. The mind remembers how it starts. If the morning is rushed, the rest of the day echoes that rhythm. If the morning is grounded, pressure feels manageable instead of overwhelming. Grounding doesn't require perfection, it requires presence. Being where you are, not mentally negotiating with everything else. Energy is wasted when attention is split between now and imagined futures, and focus returns when you bring attention back to what is actually happening. This is why clarity often feels quiet. Noise leaves, awareness stays.